Hey again. Right, so after what's felt like a really huge, long wait, it's back. Doctor Who returned this evening with the 7th episode of Season 7, which was The Bells of St. John. It was a really fantastic episode. It had a really clever and chilling storyline, with people themselves being uploaded via a Wi-Fi connection and having their souls stolen. I think this was really quite effective because Wi-Fi is something that is so ingrained into our everyday life today that you never even really consider it. To put such a sinister take on it really struck a chord. The Spoonheads themselves were also very genuinely creepy. The scene where one of the Spoonheads took on the form of the Doctor, I thought this was really genuinely quite a disturbing scene. The best part of the whole episode for me was the discovery of who was behind the whole plot, and this turned out to be the Great Intelligence who returned again. I think there's a lot more to come with this storyline involving the Great Intelligence. Interestingly, they had now taken on the face and voice of Richard E. Grant's character, whereas last time it was voiced by Sir Ian McKellen. But it's great to see another classic Doctor Who foe back. It was brilliant to see Clara again, yet despite this, it doesn't actually seem to have answered any of the questions that we had regarding who she is. In fact, to be honest, I think it's left us with more. At the beginning, it seems that the Doctor had become somewhat obsessed with her. He was residing at a monastery, and he had painted an image of Clara, and he was trying to figure out who she was. The fact that he had painted this image also makes me curious, because when Matt Smith was asked for any possible clues regarding the big storyline for the 50th, the clue that he gave was paintings. So is this connected? When the Doctor finally did find Clara, it seemed that she has absolutely no idea who he is now. Whether this is because it's a different part of the timeline, or is this a different form of Clara? It's really hard to say until we know more about her. Once again, Matt Smith and Jenna-Louise Coleman bounced off each other brilliantly. They really seem to work well together. I think that the relationship between the Doctor and Clara is going to prove a very interesting one. Clara is once again a very likeable character, very feisty and intelligent and very down to earth. I think that she's probably going to be very popular amongst the fans. But just who is she? Although I have to say, it was nice that she at least made it to the end of this episode alive. There's also the big question of who was this woman that gave her the note in the shop with the Doctor's number. It already seems that popular speculation is that it may have been River Song. It did feel a little bit familiar in parts, I have to admit, especially with the Doctor and Clara riding on the bike and with all the faces trapped in the screens. It could be said that this is a little reminiscent of The Idiot's Lantern. There were some pretty cool scenes too, I think the most striking of which was probably the Doctor riding the anti-grav motorbike up the side of the Shard. Another thing you may also have caught is the fact that the children's book that was featured in the episode was written by Amelia Williams, which was a nice little touch, really. All in all, it was a really good episode. It was very intriguing, it had a lot of action and a clever plot. And, as always, it's left us with a lot of unanswered questions. Again, the big one being just who is Clara, and are we going to see the Great Intelligence again? Are the Great Intelligence and Clara connected in any way? Anyway, I shall leave it for that for now. And I will, of course, be back next week, where I will be discussing Episode 8, The Rings of Akaten. Akaten? I don't know how you say that just yet, so we'll see. The trailer looked really good, so I'm looking forward to that. I shall see you all next week. Bye.